Hello guys and welcome to BlueBlock. Today we'll once again be coding on Scratch. Now today the topic is if statements and else statements. Now these are basically the rules of a game. For example, we have like a little test here to see what a if statement really is. So we're going to press this to start the program, and so we have a door here. Can't open it though. So what we're gonna do is get the key and try pressing the door again, and it works. Now let's see what really happened here. There's code inside of the door that says, I'm gonna read it with you. When this sprite clicked, which makes it to where if you click this sprite or game object, something happens, and this is the thing that happens. If our variable key taken equals yes, which we can see if it equals yes, oh, pressing this, equals no right now because we restarted the program. And let's keep that there. If it's yes, then switch costume to costume 2. Costume 2 is when the door is open. But else, switch costume to costume 1. Else is basically saying if the key is taken, then open the door. But if it's not taken, then don't open the door and just have it switch to costume 1, which is door being closed. So it's basically the rules of a game or app, whatever you're trying to make. Now let's actually see this in action. Press this. Press the key, you can see it switched to key taken yes, which means this part right here will be valid now. So if we press this, the key is taken, and I switch the costume to costume 2, which is door open. So now that we have that, we can go on ahead and go into our game right here that we're making. I don't know if you guys figured it out yet, but from here we're going to have another if statement, and if, let's see, this game is going to have automatic upgrades. So basically if click number equals, let's do 30, then have that. If click number equals 30, then it will, let's see, we can have it change the click number by 1 every second. There we go. Now, this will not be correct. If you have not seen any mistakes, then you should probably pause this video and figure them out. So this piece of code will only make it to where if the click number is 30, then it's not going to, if the click number is 30, it's going to keep adding the numbers, but only as long as it's 30. If it's anything greater or lower than 30, it won't do it. Lower than 30, yes, but greater than 30, we still want it to happen. So we can put greater here, and, or actually we could do or, that makes more sense. So here we have if click number is greater than 30 or click number is equal to 30, then this plays out. But we also have one more problem. You could pause this video and figure it out. So this is, if it's clicked, then it'll play this out, but it only happens once because we only set it to happen once. Now we probably want this to be set forever because we want it to forever check if the click number is greater than 30 or equal to 30. So we can go ahead and go back to control, go to forever, and then now if we click this, let's try to get that number up to 30. And 30. Now every second it's counting it up by itself without me clicking it, and we made our first upgrade. Now, this is going to be pretty useful for if you're making, I don't know, like a health system, and if health is less than 0, then play out like a, I don't know, a death code system, and or like a game over. And it's pretty useful for a lot of other things too. My favorite way is just doing like health and stuff, because like I said before, I make some fighting games but never actually finish them. Now, there's no best way to use these as usual, because you can use code for any way you want as long as it's a working way, because you can't just do this. Let's try to get that number to 30 again. Because you can't do that, because if you keep it like that, it'll just add up at a ridiculous rate with no weighting. So you're gonna get a pretty gigantic number, and if this keeps up, you'll get such a big number that your computer or your project might crash. So let's just go ahead and take that on out. So now that we know the basics of the if statement and the else statements, we're pretty good to go, because you don't need the else unless you're like doing, if health is less than 0, then game over, or if it's not, then keep player alive. Like, it's only for things like that, but we could do an else for this to work as well, with like a different input for this, but you can use any, you can use if or else depending on your situation. So now that we got that covered, we can keep this changing click number by 1, and there you have it. That is our code right there for if and else statements. So remember to like, subscribe, and BlueBlock out.